inflation and its effects on the Bay Area housing market. Hi, I'm Amol Heda with Keller Williams Bay Area Estates and author of Thriving Through Ownership. We all know inflation in the form where the price keeps going up, like gas prices going up, food prices going up, everything goes up. But I'm not here to be the economist that discusses inflation or how it affects our living. I'm going to talk about inflation as it relates to real estate and more so to the Bay Area real estate. So let's talk about inflation. We all see that the prices of gas go up, prices of healthcare goes up, prices of food goes up, clothing goes up. And what it does, that if the salary does not keep pace with the inflation, it takes away our ability to spend. And typically, what most households do is they take what remains out of the spending for their essentials and allocate that to housing. Now, one of the theories that I have come to understand, that is my revelation after writing my book or while writing my book, was that whatever we earn, try to divide it into three parts. The first one is taxes. Just goes away, you don't see any money. The second is essentials and experiences. Essentials is food, clothing, etc. And experiences is time with family, going out for restaurants, going to vacations and things like that. So that money gets consumed and you don't see that ever again. The third portion is housing. So that is why what I was saying was that typically we first remove everything and then try to allocate money for housing. And it's so weird. Do you ever see that the money from taxes comes back to you? No. Do you ever see the money spent on essentials and experiences get back to you? No. But housing is the one element where a home appreciates. And that's where most households try to cut. So, to me, I think we should do as much as possible on housing, because that's the thing that's an investment too, and that's the one thing that gives you the most happiness to live in with your family. So what most people do is that they pay away taxes, they pay away essentials and experiences, and the remaining money is housing. So in fact, when inflation goes stronger, housing is the one that gets compromised. When inflation gets stronger, housing gets compromised. So people have less money allocated to spend on housing, and that's what they will buy a smaller home in those cases. Now, so in most of the parts of this country, the major cost of a home is the cost of materials. Land is abundant in the Midwest, South or North. For Bay Area, we have ocean on one side, hills on the other, and the bay in between. We are almost landlocked. We cannot bring any more land into play beyond this. Whereas, say in Texas or Phoenix, Arizona or Portland, Oregon, there is flat land everywhere, and you can probably make use of that land and keep building homes. So I keep telling people that the cities just keep getting fatter. They just keep increasing their boundaries and they just keep going further and further. So in those cities, the increase in cost of material that is required to build the homes goes up, and so the home prices will go up, not values. because the builder just cannot afford to sell those homes at a price cheaper than that. So, in these areas, housing is mainly priced at intrinsic value, meaning cost of material plus cost of land plus cost of construction. The builder will add a markup and sell. Whereas in the Bay Area, there's a lot of people chasing very little property. So when they are chasing a lot of people chasing very little property, you are not paying for the intrinsic cost of materials of the home. You're paying to keep the other buyers out of competition. You're not paying for the cost of the wood that's going in, the cost of the foundation, the cost of the building, and the builder markup. So, in areas where housing is that, land is that scarce, you're paying for the competition, not for the construction or the build-up or the cost of the materials. So there is a huge difference in how inflation impacts prices of homes in this area versus the others. So what happens in the Bay Area is that when inflation goes up, incomes also have to keep parity. And the more the income, the more they chase the homes. But if the income is sapped up for essentials and experiences, like I explained earlier, then the purchasing power goes down. So one very important thing about the Bay Area, and because the value is so much associated to the getting rid of competition rather than paying for the material that goes into the house, what happens is that the loan qualification. So the second factor that plays into home values is what is the financing criteria. So just now most lenders do a back ratio, meaning the monthly mortgage and any other monthly commitments like an auto loan, student loan, credit card debt, or any other mortgages that you have. Add all of that and you divide that by the gross pre-tax income. That ratio is called as back ratio. And this ratio is what the lenders qualify you on. So what happened last year is we had the interest rate go down to 2%. This increased the affordability for most home buyers into the 8 or the 9 times of their income. That's the reason why we saw a 60% increase in home values in just 2021 and 2020 put together. In just 2 or 2.5 years, we saw about 50 to 60% increase in home values. And now that the interest rate has jumped 3 times to adjust for inflation, we are going to see home values go down or adjust to the realities of the interest that home buyers are paying. So, inflation is going to have an effect on home values. But watch what is going on actually. Inflation is causing the home value to go down, not up like the cost of food, cost of gas, or cost of clothing. So, in fact, the home values kind of are more correlated to the ability of the household to spend on it. Not that you add up the cost of materials and put it together. Do you think this makes sense? If it does, would you mind sharing it with your friends who need this advice? And if you have any questions and want to put things together, comment below. Talk to you then. Bye.